Alright, here's the next phase of the project. This will be trying to figure out how to get the gas tank in. Oh, uh-oh. Why is there a U-joint cap sticking way out the side of that thing? I wonder if it sticks way out the side on the other side. Does it or does it not? Oh, it does, okay. Alright, they're clipped in. Alright, we're good. I'm kind of worried about those ones going into the yoke, or the pinion yoke. Because the clips won't fit onto those ones. Now, I can kind of machine the pinion yoke a little bit to fit them in there, but I've done them without the clips before and they've worked for tens of thousands of miles, so we're just going to try it and see. So anyways, what we want to do here is I've got a fuel tank to be off a old Chevy. That came with the frame, GMT 800 fuel tank. That is a 36 gallon, or so they say. Now they also make like a 20 something gallon version of this, and it's shorter. It only goes up to about this here and then stops. It's kind of chopped, but I want to try to see if I can get two of these to fit in that frame, because if I can fit two of these in that frame, I should be able to go something like, on the order of 1,500 miles without getting gas. That'd be kind of nice. Let's see how it goes, sorta. I have to probably move the shock mounts and everything else. Alright, let me go get a piece of cardboard and see what we can sit on here. Oh, look on my cardboard. Non-adjustable cardboard here. Big jacket tape. Big old drill bits and everything. No way, is that the one I wanted to use? Oh, that's this one. No, I don't work anymore. That was my good one there. Oh, this is a sort of a good half-ass decent one here. That'll work. I ain't wearing my church clothes. Probably good for it. Whoops, it won't fit under. Oh yeah, well. There we go. That's cool. I can shove this gas tank underneath the car without jacking it up. Problem is, that I can't get it together the rest of the way under because it's cross members in the way, so maybe I will have to jack it up a little bit. Yeah. And my main concern right now is seeing if it fits on the side of the drive shaft. It might be too wide. If I can get this to fit beside the drive shaft and kind of upwardly a little bit, and either side actually, that would mean that if there's enough room to fit this in beside the drive shaft, then I could put two of these, one on either side. But I don't know. Oh, you know what we could do? Because this is absolute worst case, 18 inches. And I don't want to bust the drive shaft and have it go sailing into the damn gas tank. That'll be the next big problem. The only pain in the ass about this stuff is we're getting into the part where nothing was designed to fit this thing anymore. Yeah. See what we got here. I'm going to want to put a loop on that drive shaft if I put that tank next to it, because I don't like doing that. If it works, it works. I'm getting greedy. I want my big gas tanks. Okay. It is, nope. Too damn skinny. Shoot. Alright, I think we're going to have to do something else then. Because I am showing from the drive shaft to the frame rail, the inside lip of the frame rail is blink 16.5 inches, and that ain't nowhere near enough. See what the other side is, because it's kind of asymmetrical here, but I don't think it's enough. Shoot. Well, that needs poop. Yeah. Ouch. Hitch onto that bolt. Nope, almost. Can we grab the... Nope. Adjust my glasses so I can see because I'm old. Nope, that's too small too. Shit. Huh. Well, how the hell did... Oh, I know, because they put it up above, behind there. Because this frame used to be like 20 feet longer, and they just put it behind the drive shaft. Alright, well, obviously that's not going to chooch. I was thinking about putting some semi-truck style side tanks on here, but that would severely limit my ground clearance, and I'd probably bash the crap out of one if I go rock sliding or anything, and I don't want to do that. So the next possibility is that this thing could go sort of in there, and we'll move this cross member here can be moved, and relocate that, and it'll go on top of that cross member. And there's, you see how there's a whole bunch of room in there, and that whole bunch of room extends pretty much most of the way back. So I need and I measured it earlier, and it looks like it will fit, but I'll have to mess with that cross member before I do any of the testing to see if it'll actually go in. I'm not sure if I want to do that just yet. Let's see if I can find. But of course, if I do that, then I should be able to fit two of those in, because I can fit one on either side, or maybe three. But that's going to be like 1,000 pounds of fuel. I mean, two of them is going to be 600 pounds, and that's a bit much. Well, no, hold on. Because gasoline is 6 pounds a gallon, and you figure you got so 100 gallons would be 600 pounds. So it'd be less than that. It'd be 50 gallons would be 300 pounds. So 450 pounds for 75-ish gallons. That's kind of, well, 450 pounds, considering this thing is meant to hold like 8,000 pounds, or there nearly. Probably closer to 6,000 or 7,000, but whatever. I mean, it's a half-ton truck, basically, and I've got a much lighter than half-ton truck body on it. So you think that it probably wouldn't have too much trouble with adding 450 pounds of fuel in there. Even 600 if I had 100 gallons worth. Oh, I gotta make that vent thing for the rear end too. Shoot. It doesn't have a vent hose on it right now. It's all rusted shut. That kind of sucks. That'll get fixed. Oh yeah, here's my fuel system right now. I got my tank here, got the regulator, I got the pump. I got it clip leaded onto the wire from up front that I'm going to put inside the frame rail pretty soon. But, you know, once I put the rest of the wires in there. And I got it hooked up to the, I got copper nickel, you can see where that clamp is back there going all the way up to the front. And then that goes up to the fancy section I showed you before up front. So I'm going to figure out, I'm going to do all the fuel management back here and the pressurization and everything. And of course, you know, I ripped the spare tire well out of this thing. So it's got a big empty open space there, which is good. I could, if I really wanted to, raise this floor up a little bit. I don't know that I really want to that bad, but if I had to, I could. And then you can see there's a bunch of room back there too. There's like a huge amount of room in there. But I'm leery of going over top of the axle because they had a problem with that with the Crown Vic. The police cars and stuff where people would rear end them doing like 100 miles an hour. They would drive the axle up into the gas tank. But there is plenty of room back there though. And I'm kind of liking that idea a little bit better because we can just tear that cross member loose. I need to do a little bit of welding and stuff in that area anyway. Tear that cross member loose, put it somewhere else, or just omit it because the car has got its own body that'll hold it together, I think. And then the tank can go from all the way back in the back where that room is, all the way up to about, somewhere around here. I think it's like 48 inches. Well, hang on, let's look. Yeah, this is getting into kind of gibberish here, but it's gibberish that you're going to have to do to make her fit. Oh, I got to take the damn tank back out. Yeah. I guess that's not that awful. Alright, so you figure, assume 18 inches up and 18 inches across just to be on the safe side. We've got here, there, hold this. So all the way to the end over there to here is, oh, it's not 48, oh yeah, it is 40, it's 48 on the dot. Okay, so we gotta have 4 foot. So if I can shove this in here 4 foot and not mash into anything too substantial, I should be able to get it. Let's see. You can sit there, look up a little ways. I'm going to shove this in 4 feet. We're on the cross member there now. And that's 4 feet to just behind the bumper. Okay, that's 4 feet plus some guard. Good. So if I move that cross member, I can fit 2 of those big Chevy tanks in there, the 36 galloners. We'll have 72 gallons. And assuming this gets the kind of gas mileage it's supposed to, I should make 1,500 miles on a tank. Well, on a pair of tanks. I'll have to get another one of these gas cap assemblies for the other side. Or, I don't know how that would work. Maybe put a second one in. That'd be kind of cool, a Daytona with 2 gas caps. That's ridiculous. It'd work. I don't have to worry too much about what's up in this wheel well either because, you know, the wheel's all the way down there and it ain't, the biggest tire I put on here ain't going to go up into that. So that works. Or we could just put another one of those on the opposite side, which wouldn't be too bad, I'm assuming. I mean, there's plenty of room on the indoors. There's room inside and there's room outside. Especially with all the stuff gone. Yeah, I can just, well, there's, the other one's over there and you can't really see where it comes in. So I just put it over here and you wouldn't be able to see where it comes in either. Just right into the wheel well, like, sort of like it was almost designed for that, but it wasn't. It's just so huge, so much gap underneath there that it's got enough room just magically. Alright, so I guess the next deal I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I finish bolting this back end of the car down to the frame, and then we're going to start tearing this cross member out. So once I do that, that should be 2 rivets ground off and 2 rivets on the other side ground off. Oh, there you can see my ground for the fuel pump too. It's just kind of clip leaded on there just so that it runs so I can drive it around the lot. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so that's it. We're going to tear that cross member out of there and hope the whole damn thing doesn't fall apart. Well, it shouldn't. I got 2 more cross members, one on either side of it, so it's not really holding anything there. Maybe I'll make that one lower. Yeah, I could just bolt it onto the bottom instead of the top. I'll have to measure, oh yeah, that's plenty of room. It'll go. Have to make sure them tanks are level. Alright. Well, see, I've been looking at different tanks. I was looking at like race tanks and stuff, but I want to make something that's impact rated for, I mean, the plastic tanks ain't going to be impact rated for a rear end collision when they're not designed to be there, but for a side collision they're rated and frame, and they're gonna be contained within the frame, so that helps some. That's not gonna totally ruin your day, I hope. And they got to be high enough off the ground that they don't hit the ground and they don't get bashed full of holes and everything else on the ground from wherever I'm going. Yeah, look at all that room in there. That's huge. But there's no way the tanks are going to fit in there right now because, well, nah, that cross member's got to go. Alright, yeah, that's it then. Okay, I'm done bouncing around like a rabid Jack Russell Terrier here. I suppose I'm probably too tired to function, which is why I'm doing that. Well, I'll see you later. Well, couldn't figure out a way to mount that big gas tank I got up there, the old GMT 800 tank. So, spent all night yanking the gas tank out of this here 1-ton frame chassis. It's not really a frame because it's a unibody, it's a Dodge. And so that I did. Of course, it's got holes drilled all around the edge for the mounting, which I don't know if it's supposed to have that or not, but there's the bracket that they put in at the motorhome factory, and here's the terrible welds they put in at the motorhome factory. Alright, so hopefully next shot of this will be me putting it in the Daytona. See you later. Alright, I figured it out. This gas tank is out of a 68 or a 70 Mustang. I think maybe a 70. Because it looks like the big version of it, the 22 gallon. So what they did was they just kind of welded in the filler neck there. And they kind of soldered that in. And they kind of soldered that in and then soldered it shut. And then they kind of soldered a patch over the original filler neck. And you can see it's still got the original sending unit down there. So, since this will fit easily between the frame rails of this here automobile, I'm going to fit it in between the frame rails of this here automobile. I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees so that the filler neck is over here, and hook it up to the original filler neck. In theory, that should be possible. Then the next thing I might do is I'm thinking, I don't know, like the original tank is like 16 gallons, but if you want to take a look over here where the original tank sits. Oh, by the way, the Carolina Reapers are doing good. That's my hot pepper plant there. That's my hand for comparison. My hand's pretty big, so Too big. Those are, I'm not sure what that is, but those are peanuts. I just kind of randomly planted some peanuts I was feeding to the birds, and it turns out they're viable. So there's a couple of Carolina Reaper hot peppers there. And there's a bunch more forming on here. I can't wait to see how they do. They're all over the place. I've been giving this thing some good fertilizer. It doesn't look like my deer's up here. Okay, so the problem with the original gas tank out of the Daytona is that it kind of rusted through. And, oh look, mud daubers. Ah, neat. Hello there. Oh, okay, anyways, back on task. Here it doesn't look too awfully bad, it's kind of ugly, but over here, we've got the problem, and probably why well, I think there's a hole in the bottom too, but this is one of the reasons why all the fuel leaked out of it anytime I filled it up. Because it would just go out the hole. And it's a finger, whoops. So that's about a hand size hole now for most people. Yeah, that's kind of a big hole, and there's another hole there. And I'm guessing that it probably leaked somewhere down on the bottom. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, the bottom's okay. Anyways, so what I'd like to do is also get a brand new replacement tank for this and mount that up under the car in the original spot. That way I've got at least 2 tanks. Not necessarily the biggest of tanks, but my selector switch has got 4 positions on it, so it can put 2 on there in random positions and then just set it to the wrong spot. And if somebody tries to make off with my wheels, they will of course not be able to start it because they can't figure out which tanks actually exist and which ones don't. Either one of these is going to be better than that gas can hanging off of the rear spring mount. Well, that's good. So there it be. I'll do some farting around with the real camera here. I'll be back. Yeah, I got some news of reasonable goodness. The goodness of the news is that I got the old Dodge Daytona fuel filler neck out, and I have this GMT 800 fuel filler neck, and the GMT 800 fuel filler neck appears to have the same size spigot on it as the Ford one does on the tank that I'm putting in. So, make sure, and yep, that's the same size hose. Alright, good. So, all I should have to do is take this collar off of here, this here plastic stupid thing, and probably cut the plastic thing that leads onto the gas cap, so I'll end up losing my gas cap. Well, I'm a Generation Xer, and I'm used to not having a thing that helps me keep from losing my gas cap, so I just automatically know to put it back on there. I'm going to go ahead and try it the other way. If I lose it, then, well, my own damn fault. So what I'm going to try to do is PB blaster this here thing, and then stick this in there. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see it. So I put this under here. I'm trying to get the plastic thing off here because it's in the way. Get the plastic thing off of there. I should be able to just shove this in there and then just put some tech screws into her, and I'll have our filler neck in there. We'll let that PB sit there and do its thing for a minute. Several seconds. Here's my Mountain Dew. Mountain, as Uncle Bumblefork would say. See if these here drivers are bringing up to hit that. That's the wrong one. These are all the wrong ones. Oh no, that's it. Okay, well, there goes. We're going to break them off, or we're going to get the screws out. Preferably get the screws out, but we got to break them off. That's why I brought the drill. Yeah. back of here. Alright, let's see. Set it up. Oh, outwardly chucking. And stick that in there. Oh, it came. Alright. Thanks. It came. Yeah. Okay. That doesn't like me quite as much. That's probably going to have to get taken out in an old-fashioned way. I think we're going to have to cut that stupid plastic out of the way to get to the thing. Okay, take the stupid plastic, cut them a jig, and cut these here stupid plastic things out of the way. I think don't cut the metal much, excessively. This is probably like a $300 part that I'm chopping up because it's a GMT 800 part, and all that new stuff is horrendous amounts of money for some stupid reason. But I'm cutting it up anyway because otherwise it probably would have just went to scrap or went to the garbage anyway, so it doesn't matter. If you needed one of these, too bad. The truck's probably rotted out to the point where you don't get one anyway. You can't have one. Or something like that, I don't know. These paint fumes gave me a headache. Cut, you turd. Or just flop it out toward the side so I can get the drill in there. There we go. Alright, drill, go do your thing. Maybe. She's a not doing her. Alright, well. That ain't no good. Let's try the bottom one. Nope. That's even worse. Yeah, for now. I'm going to chop this off. That stupid plastic thing in the way. They seem to put an awful lot of giant stupid things in the way on these newer cars. It's like they don't want you to work on it or something. They want you to buy a new one. It's even worse and even harder to work on. Even more irritating. It dings and beeps and dings and beeps and blinks and makes you ask the Kremlin if you're allowed to go anywhere. Ouch. Oh yes, comrade, I'm allowed to go there. Well, let's ask to make sure. Okay. Comrade Commissar says you're allowed to go there to the store to buy food. Okay. That's out of the way. Let's see if we can get this thing out of the way. Nope, that is turdish. Oh, wait a minute. I say it's turdish, but I think we just accidentally backed the bit out of the drill. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, dude. Chooch it, man. Oh, who's the bitch now? Aha. This is weird. This GMT 800 stuff is like the screws that you would expect to not come out at all and be completely seized up solid come out. But the ones that you expect to come out, like the rear end, took me 8 hours to get the damn thing apart. Just to get the cover off it and to get the stupid little bolt stumps out of it. Okay, well, there we go. Plastic off. And we should be able to, if I want to bolt it from, push it in from the top and bolt it, or put it in from the bottom, but I guess it doesn't really matter. It should work, one way or another. Why is it not going in? That's what the ladies say. going in. Like, really, why is it not going in? There's no reason for it to not go in. Oh. Ah, the clamp. Sneaky, sneaky. Bastards. Oh. So which way is this flap supposed to stick? I think this, wait, but that can't be up because the fuel doesn't go uphill. But, hold on. Oh, now you look at this one. This one was already in there. And it was like this. Thusly. That's where the holes line up, so we can check this out and see. Of course, this is a Dodge, that's a Chevy, and who knows, it's supposed to be a universal thingamajig, but, well, this one goes sideways. Unless it goes like that, in case it's... Which the hell damn side goes up? Well, that's annoying. Huh. Alright, let's go look at the truck and see which side's up on that one. I'm not really sure what that flap even does, except keep shit from falling in there when you do something dumb at the gas station, which a lot of people apparently do. Hey, let's go to the gas station and do stupid stuff. Alright. Neat. Willikers, that'd be swell. Yeah, that'll go in like that. That'll work. Have to, let's see. This here is the old ring bolts inside here. And that's exactly where it used to bolt. And that's a bumper for the thingamajig. So, if we were to take that, like that with it, yeah, we'll probably need to bolt a little bit bigger piece of metal onto the end of here just to mesh up with that, but it'll work. It'll be alright. I ain't taking that piece of plastic either, because plastic is stupid. Nobody likes plastic, especially on a car, especially on a four-wheel drive car. From hell. Little mud dauber nest out there. Make sure all of that gets into my gas tank. Vacuum cleaner out here. I think it burned out. Alright, well, let's see. I think the paint on the gas tank is not dry yet. I'll have to wait till that dries before I do anything. I was trying to use that rust converter stuff, but it I ran out. So the filler neck that you see on there at the top of the sort of top right of the tank right now is going to go to the right to meet up with where that new Chevy filler neck is. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about the hose for it yet. Why the hell is there a little hose inside the big hose? It seems like it's attached to something, doesn't it? Alright, well, let's blasterize it. And let's oh, I'll show you. You'll show me. Let's take this out. Alright, we need a thingamajig right size for that. Not that one. Probably the one on the other side because it's screwy. Nope, probably the third one. Third shot. Yep, there it is. Alright, stick it in the drill and go at it. This hose clamp out here without breaking my damn window. I'm working on top of it, which is not a good idea. Alright. Oh, there's a hole there, apparently. Step it in. Okay. Yeah, we can cut this because it's not of any consequence. Just make sure you stick your thumb right in the way of the damn thing. Huh. Seems like that's longer internally than I thought it would be. That's what the ladies say too. Okay, what was that? Oh, that's hose clamp. Okay, that's junk. We don't need that back. The drone can have it. Mother Earth Gaia can have her hose clamp back. Alright. Well, that's kind of rust. It's kind of... I don't think there's any metal left on it. I'm sure there's a tool or a procedure for doing this, but I live in Ohio and we don't believe in that kind of stuff. Oh, that's some crunchy rust in there. Oh, yeah. What is this? Oh, what the hell? Okay, why is there a hose and then a hose? Like there's an outside hose and an inside hose. I found that out on the other end of this thing too. Why are there two? And how do I get rid of the one? Well, hopefully that's rusted out enough that it'll just rip out at some point. Oop, there's a hole in there. I'm going to have to fix that before I... Or just cut it shorter. Haha. That'll work too. Does this come apart willingly? No. Okay, that's not part of the flap thing, so that doesn't have to... What the hell? Another one of those stupid damn things where they put this stupid crap in here. It doesn't need to be there. And it gets in your damn way. Oh, you know what? I'll show you. Let's not do that by the gas tank, though. We gotta get the grinder. Okay, back I am. I have a grinder and a drill with a great big long ass drill bit. That's for later. Grinders for now. I should have just ground out in the garage. Nah, screw it. That's too much work. There's my long ass drill bit here. This long ass drill bit's for drilling holes all the way through the frame of the car and up through the body to run the mounts through. The mounting bolts, I should say. Great big old long ass drill. Okay, let's bring a light over here to light and some power. That'll be good. Bring the juices. Except let's not grind into the gas can though. That would probably not be good. Let's grind away from the gas tanks a bit. Probably, although it might make for better viewership. We're going to not grind toward that stuff. Okay, give me that. I wonder if that's some kind. Well, what the hell is that even? It's like a. I'm not sure. Why there's two hoses in there? Maybe it's an emissions bullshit thing. Well, the hose, the inside hose won't fit inside of this. The Daytona's old filler neck, and it won't fit inside of the. It won't fit correctly into the Chevy outside piece, so away it goes. I got to cut this anyway because I got to stick the filler neck onto here farther out. This way. Okay. Well, next problem. So I was going to try to clamp the hose on. Oh, I guess I could still clamp the hose onto here, couldn't I? Because so here's the thing. Yeah, I could clamp the hose onto here. Just this, whatever the hell this is. It looks like there's a vent in there. Yeah, I guess that's the emissions garbage or something. Yeah, this, the only stainless part on the damn truck is the one that doesn't really matter. That's, I don't know what that is, aluminum or stainless or what. That might be stainless in there. Anyways, this is the little hose inside the big hose. Now we don't need that anymore. So what I'm going to do is try to find another chunk of filler neck hose that's got a bend in it, or make it somehow. I clamp that onto here, and then just use that for the filler neck. There's no holes in it. You got your little flapper hickey in there still. That looks stainless too. Alright, good. That sticks onto there. Shove that in there, clamp it down, and shove this in the hole here. Ouch, right up through there. A little backing plate on there so she's big enough to fit in there, and away you go. Now let's make sure the cap fits on it. Thinking we're going to use the Chevy cap, although I don't think it really matters, does it? Are they a different size? I want to use the smaller one. Smaller handled one. I can't. I think they're the same size. Oh yeah, I bet you they are. Let's see. Yeah, cool. The Dodge one fits the Chevy thing. Alright, that's good. Not really any difference. The Chevy one, the ring's a little bit bigger on it. It's got this giant thing in the way. Alright, yeah, we'll use the Dodge one. That'll work. Whoops, that's what goes on that. And this can go in the shit pile. Gas tank shit pile. Alright. The Groundhog have that. So the Dodge gas cap fits on the Chevy spigot thing. There we go. At least good enough that I can fill it with fuel from wherever it's at. Alright, and that shoves in there. Like that. Gas cap sticks on there. Either gas or ethanol, whatever you tuned her to run on there. Away yins go. Whoops. Why do I keep stepping in this stupid hole? Stop stepping in the stupid hole. I shouldn't have dug it. Now, next problem. We've got to figure out where in the car the gas tank's going to sit. I'm figuring it's probably going to sit under that cross member there that I was going to cut out the other day. And it's going to sit kind of in between the frame rails, and I'm going to make a little bracket in between the frame rails like the motorhome chassis got. And she'll sit in there like that. See if this is tacky yet. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's still too tacky. I cleaned it out enough, it should be okay. I guess I could probably take that, throw some PB after her, and I can take the that piece of hose off of there, because that we don't need anymore. Definitely not going to run the grinder on that. That'd be kind of stupid. Although it might make for some good YouTubing. Probably wouldn't be a good idea in the long run. Grand scheme of things. Well, the screw just came out of there. Alright, here, Groundhog, have a screw. That's good for the motor when you bang on stuff with it like that. Here, Groundhog, have a clamp. My goal now is just throw enough shit down the Groundhog hole and he gets tired of messing with it and leaves. This side needs washed and painted and all kinds of stuff too. Oh, I bought a new ring for this. I'm going to have to get that tomorrow. Yeah, O'Reilly's is and get the ring. Ah, there it is. There's my thing. A choppy thing. A new lock ring and a new seal for it. For the fuel sender. I'm not even sure if that's any good. But when I have it out tomorrow, I'll test it. If it's no good, I'll probably put it back in the same way it came out. Just trying to figure out what my mileage is, just count miles until it fill up. Because at this point, I'd rather get it on the road than dick around with it forever. I mean, you shouldn't always sacrifice quality for sense of urgency, but in this case, I think it's justified. Okay, Groundhog, have a chunk of filler neck, so good, from 1972. Alright, so this, as you can see, is just welded in there. It's either welded or soldered. Soldered. It looks like it's welded. It actually points downward. Oh no, it points upward because that's backwards. Alright, let's poke a light in there and see if we can see through it. If there's a backflow valve or anything in there. I don't think so because it's 1972. Nope, you can see all the way to the bottom. And there's a little bit of fluid in there, but it'll be alright. It's not too bad rusty in there. So that's good. I got some tank coating inside stuff, but it's POR. But I think we'll hold off on that until we get it running. Yeah, camera reset. Well, basically, the fuel tank bolts in. It's got a ring of bolts around the edge. That's how they came. This black side here is the top, and this side's the bottom. This comes in. This is in the bottom. This is actually submerged below fuel level. That is going to be a pain in the ass to fill up, I think, especially with these new hippie pumps. But we'll see. They'll make it work. Yeah, I gotta go grab me a Advil. I forgot. I'll be back. Now, out of the motorhome chassis, I pulled these two support bars that were clamped. The gas tank was clamped between these bars and some bars that ran in a square with two bars that ran out to each side of the frame rail. So what I want to do, if this setup allows, which it should, is go below that metal cross member, go to the top of the frame rail, and then bolt across. Which means I'm going to need, you know what, I'm just going to use Unistrut for that. Because that stuff's good and strong. It'll hold her. This here, these can be ports still. Yeah, we'll use Unistrut, and I think I'll... yeah, we'll figure it out. Anyways, it had a square all the way around it, and each one of those bolt holes had a bolt through it, and it squished the gas tank seam in between the top and bottom half of the frame. And those two sticks there were front and back. Well, I might just be able to weld a support to the cross member. Of course, if I ever want to take that out again, it'd be a problem, but yeah, we could. Huh. Alright. How are we going to do that? bottom of the frame free. There's A, I've got a weld on there yet because it's got some holes I got to patch, and B, I need to put the hitch mount on the bottom of the frame. And I might not be able to do that now because those supports I think are in the way. Find out. Yep, that's not going to fit anymore. Huh. Let's work on that. Alright, the hitch I've got isn't going to fit because those diagonal supports for the back end are in the way. They're too supportive. Ah. I didn't think about that before I put those in. Shoot. Well, I've got a smaller hitch that'll work for that. It'll just bolt right up. And it doesn't have as big of a thing that goes underneath it. It's not as, doesn't have as good a capacity. Or I could just wait until I get the bumper on there and rig up a bumper hitch for that that's compatible with everything. That might be the way to go. Because I do have to build a bumper for that yet. To keep the idiots from killing themselves underneath my car. So that was a square frame. It was sort of an H-shaped frame, well, an H with two lines across it. Oh crap. I think my stick broke off of my PB. Yeah, it did. Shoot. My stick broke off of my PB. That sucks. Yeah, I think it'll still spray. Yep. Alright. Got no stick no more. Shoot. That sucks. It's been de-stickitated. Alright, these rails go along the sides of the tank, which is going to be the front and the back of the tank. I wonder if I should just support it like that now. Do I have to have a bracket all the way around it? I probably should. I'll have to get some rubber strips or something to put along there, like they had on the motorhome that turned into dust because they're 100 years old. But and if that's the case, then this will definitely go down into the tank. Fuel flow, I should say. That'll work. Alright, let's go grab some unistrut and go farther. I got strut over here, is it all in the garage? Up to the garage. Alright, we got a chunk of unistrut and a shorter chunk of unistrut. A little skinny stuff with no holes in it. We'll have to drill it, but that'll work. We can deal with that. I think I got like a 10-footer and like a 4-footer or something here. This ought to go in between the frame rails. It's probably just barely too short. Yep, I think it'll fit. Alright, good. So, will this fit in between how? No, it will not. Fit in between there if I give it a little encouragement. Maybe. Then the fuel filter fit in there. Guys, we've got to put this stuff together exactly so I can't get stuff into it. Great. I'll tell you, if you saw the construction of this motorhome underneath, you would not be buying. Well, I don't even know if they're still in business. They probably aren't. I mean, there's some good motorhomes out there, but this particular one that the stuff came out of isn't. Like, why would you use a Ford Mustang gas tank for a 1-ton motorhome? I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just that they couldn't find anything else that would fit. This was 1972. The model year is 1973. Okay, let's see. So we're going to go across like that, and that's going to go over left, so that works. So we're going to drill. Let's see, are these? I'm guessing these are probably totally different because they probably drilled their own fucking holes. Oh no, they're, well, hold on. Typically what these guys do is they'll find the holes in that's already in the thing, and then they'll just drill new holes because they're half-assery or something. Lazy and don't like to work. Don't like to do things right. Although, it might be that some of these holes may line up, sort of. That doesn't line up. What the hell? Or maybe the gas tank has its holes lined up a certain way on each side, so you can't put it in backwards or something stupid. Alright, let's try her this way. Now, which holes on these heckamajigs line up with that? There's 2 on the end. I bet you these line up over here. I think they were like that. There should be 2 on the end there. Oh no, that's not the 2 on the end we're looking for. That's something else. It's probably this one. Because the lip was on the outside. Like right there. Oh, nope. There was a lip on, not on the outside. Hold on. That might be it there. That ain't it either. What the hell? Oh yeah, because wait. What kind of half-assery job is this? Alright, I think that's it. Well, there's holes on 2 different sides of this thing too. I think, which holes went to what? Okay, that lines up. That lines up, and that line. Alright, so this goes here. And then the side ones line up with the other piece. So it went like that. Ouch. I don't think all the bolt holes were filled either. I think they only had a certain number of bolts in per side. Oh, unless it goes from the bottom. Oh, that's right, these were on the bottom, so these were like that. And then up through. Alright, cool. So this is on that side. It should go like this then. And then they should line up, sort of, at least, a little bit. Yeah. There we go, okay. I mean, you don't have to have all the holes filled, but you gotta have enough of them to hold the dumb tank in. Okay, the 4 line up. I think there was 4 on each side to begin with. 2, 3, 4 line up. Okay, cool. Alright, so here's what we'll do. I don't know if it's structurally stable enough that you can do it without all those. Well, we'll rig something up to bolt it, to add structure to it once we get the tank physically inside the car. So those side-to-side pieces can still go side to side. I can use them to clamp the tank to the unistrut from the bottom. And the unistrut gets holes in it to match those. From the top, thusly. And that gets tied into the frame rails. That'll be good. Or maybe the frame rail on one side and the cross member on the front. Well, we'll get her. Let's see. I still got good battery in the camera. Yeah, I guess I'm already filthy. I might as well start crawling around underneath there and see what we got. Get my good front board out here. Crap out of the tank. That'll be good. Make sure this is out of the way so it doesn't bash me in the friggin' head. I love bumping into stuff and getting bashed in the head by heavy metal. Yeah, that's right. Heavy metal. Alright, you stay there. Now let's see how many new dents we put in the tank. Okay, well that's out of the way. Yeah, ouch. Okay, sharp metal thing to bang my head on, that's good. Under the car. Ah, that was exactly a couple of inches too short. That'll work. Kind of getting the impression that there's some stuff in the way here that I need to grind off before I put the tank in. Remnants of an old bumper inside of that plastic bumper enclosure up in the back. That's a little bit in the way. Oh, there we go. There we go. Right there. You have to grind this or sawzall this piece off here. There's a lip that goes around where the spare tire wheel used to be that I cut off. I didn't cut it off all the way. We need to cut that off. And then this cross member here. That might help me in my quest. Or it might not. Might just get in the way. Now what I kind of want to do though is make sure that I don't get in the way of the stock fuel tank location, because yeah, nice. Oh, that's a weightlifting bar or something. I don't want to get in the way of the stock fuel tank location because I may want to put a stock fuel tank back in there. Because that's a nice spot for it. Okay, so this here can go right there, perfect. And then we can press the tank up in. I think this round cross member is going to have to go though, because I think it's in the way. That's not going to clear going that way. Well, this might not even clear the tank yet, we'll have to see. Car done. Alright, so that's going to go right there. That's going to have about the length that it is now. This is going to have to get chopped out. How much higher do we have? Oh, that's perfect. Now, next thing. So, we got the height above the tank to fit in the car. Next thing we need, the car actually goes up higher as you go towards the front, so that makes it a little easier. Next thing we need is make sure that the hickamajig, the fuel filler, goes out where it needs to go out. So I can press this tank up in here and see if she clears. I think we can work with that. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Might have to mount this lower. Or get rid of that cross member. Yeah, probably going to have to ditch that cross member. That thing's just in the way no matter what. Alright. Well, let's get to the process of cross member ditching. That'll be our next task. Next big job. Wow. That thing that used to be a bumper there isn't a bumper anymore. It's just sort of a, well, there's part of it. Throw it in a groundhog hole. It's like just powder in various chunks. It's not a bumper anymore. Well, we're making a new one that goes down farther anyway to make the constabulary happy. I don't think I'm ever going to make them happy with this thing, but I'm going to make them appeased. Would be the case here. Happy isn't going to happen. This thing is too far outside of the social norms. They are just not going to dig that. But as long as we can appease them, that'll be fine. And they're appeased. They don't charge you a whole bunch of money for things that you don't need to be charged a whole bunch of money for. For example, the body lift is going to be exactly to spec of the lowest common denominator, which is, I forget what state it is, but there's a certain amount that you can't be over between the body and the frame. So I'm working the body mounts to be 2 inches thick so that that state is appeased, just in case I ever go there. I think, actually it might have been Alabama, I forget. I don't really like that because that's where all the junk electronics in this truck, car and truck and everything else were made. Huntsville. I mean, it did some pretty cool, innovative stuff for the time, but it breaks. A lot. Chrysler Huntsville. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so we got to get to cracking on that cross member, which means we need to get this gas tank out of here, and we need to get that gas can out of here too, because that would be not a good thing to have grinder stuff falling into. Alright, what's that? Well, first of all, what's that? Yeah, cutter. Woohoo! Cutty thing. Hooray. Oops. Camera reset. Now, of course, this camera doesn't tell you how long you have to record. It just stops at 30 minutes. And it also doesn't tell you how much battery you've got left. It just, for like 5 seconds, flashes a low battery indicator on the screen, and then it shuts off while you're trying to record, so that's good. But it was free, and thank you for the free camera, by the way. That was not bad. There we go. Alright, that can just hang there and dump gas all over the ground just because. Well, that stuff gets darker and darker as it sits here, I guess. It's probably yuck. Well, alright, let's take this gas can. Uh-oh, I lost the spout. I think I might have accidentally left that in the car while I was driving it. Oh, where did it go? Shoot. Well, I'll do the most. Oh wait, I think I put it over here. I think I actually stashed it somewhere where I wouldn't lose it. And I didn't lose it. Instead of just forgetting where that special place was. Yeah, look at this. I found the gas spigot for the gas can. Oops. Uh-oh. There's a little gasket come off of there. Shoot. Oh, screw it on. Well, now it don't want to screw on right, or off. Oh, this is a different, is it? Huh. Yeah, there it is, it's on. On-ish. Alright, let's get this away from where we're going to be grinding. Yeah. Oh, is that my other can of shit? It is. No, it ain't. Okay, that can stick over here. This can stick over here. What else we got? Got Advil already, that's good. So we've established that the rails on this tank are level. So if I make the part that interfaces with the rails also level, the tank should be level within the car. The car is not level, so I'm going to make it, I'm going to weight it down a little bit and then make the tank level inside the car with the weight of a typical use scenario in it. Alright, so now what we're going to do, we got all the gas out of the way, get in here and do some grindage. Get my grind-a-majig in there. And we're going to rip that cross member out of there. Tear the wires out and ruin whatever's attached to them also. Put my pop over here so I don't get grinder smell in it. Get my other good fretboard. Oh, there's another drill bit too. Cool. Okay, bump that off. We'll take the other fretboard because that was sort of wet and in contact with the ground too long. Alright, let's get the grinder in. Wish I had an accomplice. Oh well. We'll get one later. My other accomplice skipped town. Okay. Can you see that? Can you see the thing? That's here. Oh, yep. Okay, good. All right, let's rip her. Yep. Can you still see? No, of course not. use the right tool for the right job. Oh, we didn't all the way through it. Shoot. Those rivets are a pain in the ass. I reckon that disc is too small. We're going to have to get a larger grinder wheel. Give this one to Steve on the Steve pile. He will use this until it's completely down to nothing. But typically when I'm grinding stuff like this, if I need I don't just go grind extra stuff just to get the extra metal out of the way so I can get into it. I actually go out and get a new disc, because it's usually better to do that than to spend an extra half hour grinding just because you don't want to change your wheel. I'll be back. I'll put this in the Steve pile. You'll enjoy that. Alright. Grinder stop again. Alright. One of these days I'm going to remember my respirator while I'm grinding. I'm not going to end up feeling like I've been snorting sand all night. Okay, pa-ting. There we go. That's in. Yeah. Okay, go back at her. Yeah. Loud. Okay, I think I can get away with that. I'm going to mash on her with the VF8. I'm not going under here when I do this because I don't trust it, although I'm pretty sure that it doesn't really matter. This cross member has kind of been supplanted by the other ones that we put in over the days and years past. This thing has got a lot of rust falling off it. Can't wait to see it when I jump it. grab the Freeman. Yeah. See what you do. Well, the camera battery went dead, but it didn't show very much anyway. I just kind of banged on it and pried on it and banged on it and pried on it and tried to drill into it and burn up the drill bit. Them rivets get hard when they set. So I'm thinking, since those rivets have been the biggest pain in my ass in the whole car, that's been the biggest problem for the entire setup, I'm going to just cut through the cross member before the rivets. And then if I have to put it back in, I will weld something to it and put bolts in to the frame and then just attach it that way instead of decking with it and going through all the crap. So let's start chopping through the cross member itself. That sounds like famous last words. In this case, I think it'll be alright, but if it isn't alright, then the car will fall next to me and not on me, so that's good. Hopefully. Alright, let's give it a shot. Making a turn. Oh, that's way easier. I reckon that cross member is not made of the strongest of steels. Unless they welded the damn thing too, but I don't think they would. Oh, you never know GM. They'll do all kinds of crazy stuff to piss you off. Shoot her again. Oh, there we go. I think we got her. Yuck. That got pinched. Did you see it move? I don't know if I saw it move or not. I was kind of watching the grinder. Let's bang on it and see if it... Yep, there we go, cool. Alright, so that doesn't really have a lot of structure to it. I think that was just to hold the where the gas tank used to go, and that was part of the spare tire mount too. Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to figure out a spare tire mount for this. I could probably mount it under the gas tank. I got a ton of room in there. The gas tank's going to be up. The frame dips away from the car for a ways, and the gas tank is going to be up higher than the frame for a spot. So I think, I can't remember why I was talking about that, why I was going to say it was helpful. I'm pretty sure that's going to be helpful. Good. Okay, get my big old hammer over here. Yeah, I think we're going to need a light. Light and a grinder, that would be handy. And probably a camera. Well, that's probably way easier than cutting them stupid damn rivets out of there. Or cutting them and drilling them and pounding on them for hours and hours. Like I did with the other stuff. The spring mounts. Yeah. I think a couple other things I had to yank out of here, I did that too. It was an unholy pain in the ass. We're trying to avoid that. I mean, I can weld this cross member Sometimes it's just better to cut and weld than it is to dick around and dick around and dick around and dick around. I mean, it was a couple of days, probably 3 or 4 days taking them stupid spring hangers out of here. Yuck. This grinder shit tastes horrible. Okay, where are we? There are we. Alright, cool. Get the crud board. Here's that pattern. Grinder happy. In case you haven't noticed, my broken back actually does appear to have healed. The broken sacrum, I should say. Alright. Oh, that's bent anyway. Yeah. Okay, out here we go. Out her go we. Yeah, that's some mild ass steel, I'll tell you what. Yeah, probably because it doesn't have to hold anything major. Did we bust it? Yeah, this is usable. Just kind of ground it off. There we go. Cool. And now the cross member's not in the way anymore. Ow! That's a little heavier than I thought it was. That's a lot rustier than I thought it was. It wasn't really holding much up to begin with. Let's go stick this in the extra pieces pile. In case we need it. Well, there's a lot of rust in there. And it's got a lot of holes I didn't realize. Okay, good. Well, good thing I didn't try to put anything heavy on there. Right on. Okay, cool. So now we got a spot for wanting to stick the gas tank in. We're going to need a sawzall or grinder out some of this. Yeah, that cross member was so weak it wasn't holding anything anyway. That's good. Got it out of the way. Now we got to get this out of the way at some point, but I don't know if that's in the way of the gas tank or not. We'll have to find out. You know what? Just grind the damn thing out. Okay, stick this down there, pointing up. That's good. Now, shake off my crud board because she's dirty again. There's a filthy, nasty shit in there. And a good flush. Okay, stick her back down there. Grab the grind irritator and go at her. After I take a drink of Mountain Dew. That's mountain and it's dew. Dew from the mountainous territory. Where the hell did my camera go? Oh, whoops. Well, I wonder how long that's not been recording. Yeah, whatever. We didn't get too far. Aliens weren't watching. Maybe that was that thing I tripped over. Whoops. Alright. So one thing I really don't like is grinding and welding under stuff. I don't really like grinding because it makes all that nasty dust. I particularly don't like grinding while I'm laying under it because it makes all that nasty dust on me. It'll be alright. Well, you signed up for it. Sure did. This is the bullshit I signed up for. And that's what makes it real. Makes it a challenge. Sometimes kind of irritating, but you know. I ain't sitting on the couch eating potato chips either. And it's something I eventually liked. I like the outcome of it. There's a hornet. There's a greasy hornet. Okay, so PB Blaster doesn't kill hornets on contact. In fact, I think it just makes them mad. Oh shit, there's two of them. That must mean that there's multiples of them. So I wonder how many of them there are, and where they come from, and how to keep them from landing on my good crud board. Okay, so the PB does not kill those. It would be nice if I knew that before I started spraying them and making them mad. Alright, how about brake cleaner? About flammable brake cleaner, the good stuff. It doesn't have the green label on it. Yeah. Where'd you go? There you are. Okay, goodbye. I think I blasted them out of the doorway at work, and there we go. That fixes them. So PB Blaster don't kill hornets. It just pisses them off. But O'Reilly's brake cleaner low VOC, huh? Usually the low VOC stuff doesn't work. Maybe these ones are just weak. Throw them off the side and squish them. There we go. Goodbye. No more hornets. That's good. Alright, now. What were we doing before I got distracted? Oh, sheet metal nibbler. Yes. I'll do that. Okay, so I got to put the little spigot into my air hickamajig here because it didn't come with one. I want to go in the shop and put that in. You just don't need to see that because you've seen it a million times. And there's God knows how many YouTube videos on doing that. I'm not going to make another one. I'll see you in a little bit. There, now it's recording. Okay. So what we got here is a $10 Harbor Freight sheet metal nibbler. Alright. Now, up with the mobile. Detach. Prop. Detach. Oh, I need to vacuum this thing out too. Okay, good. Now, take the crud board out of here. A good crud board. A real good crud board, so I don't lose that. Yeah, we got some more of it for those. I'd rather not. Like a big, real fancy record pulled up next door. I think the repo man's taking something out of impound. Probably why I don't believe in borrowing money. I think it's mine. Ouch, mine. Mine. Ah, kick ass. That's way the hell easy. uses way too damn much air. The time has come for a little bit of an intermission. It's like, I don't know, 1 in the morning I think, so it's time to eat. Because I haven't been eating very well all day. No, it's 2 in the morning. Okay, well, close enough. So, while I'm eating, I'll tell you the story about why you go to the rough neighborhood to get good sausage. So, back in the day, well, in a steel town, I mean, like this. Former steel town. So I'm in Youngstown, or nearby Youngstown, not in Youngstown. And to get the good sausage, of course this is not the good sausage, this is just generic stuff. But to get the good, like kielbasa and Italian sausage and stuff, the best sausage, the best food, best meats and everything, and cheese and all that, come from the worst neighborhoods. I'm going to try to explain to you why that is. Now, back in the day, you know, the cops looked out for everybody, and it was kind of a, everybody else looked out for everybody, and it was kind of a chill place. And, I mean, it was kind of rough because it was a steel town and all, but everything kind of worked out. And then on September 19th of 1977, the steel mills in Youngstown shut down. And it was pretty much a disaster for the entire area. Now, you figure that the steel mills attracted a lot of what they call ethnic groups, like the Germans, the Italians, the Polish, the Hungarians, the Lithuanians, the Ukrainians, and everybody. The Eastern and Western Europeans basically all flocked to this place because you could get a job, buy yourself a nice house, and build yourself up from that. Or just retire from the steel mill and have a good pension. So, you've got all these ethnic food shops around here. There's not as many as there used to be, but there still are a lot of them. And what happened was, when the steel mill shut down, the neighborhood around there deteriorated. And of course, everybody still needs their good ethnic food, so they go to the same shop. And nobody wants to move because they can't afford to move because the steel mill shut down, but they still got customer base. So of course now it's less expensive to go there, but you got to secure it. So, your little Eastern European food shop or Italian food or whatever you got is sitting there, and it's 40 or 50 years later, and they're surviving because they've got good, only the best quality products will survive. Everybody gets well known, the best service, the best products survive. And if they're still in that, what's now a rough neighborhood after 40 or 50 years since the mill closed, you can tell that they're good. And that's how you can tell where the good kielbasa and stuff is that you look for the little ethnic shop, you know, the little Polish or Italian or what have you shop that's in the middle of the rough neighborhood that looks like Baghdad. And this is, of course, mostly for steel towns, because of course the mills are gone. But you know, the steel towns, that's what happened. They stayed there, and the neighborhood deteriorated around them, and the ones that had the best food, the best service, the best people, just kind of hung around, and everybody still goes there. And that's why you've got to go into rough neighborhoods to get good food. Of course, I went to a not so rough neighborhood to get this Eckrich stuff, and it's kind of not the best of sausage, but technically my body sees it as food, so I guess that qualifies. Okay, back to work. Well, I almost forgot. I had another thing for the cooking segment. Hot. Now, got some fries. These aren't the best of fries, but they are fries, and they are here. And I'm going to eat them. Whoops. I'm going to throw them into the grill and then let them burn up. I'll make a few. Ouch, hot. And that sausage on the end will have to cook a little longer to compensate for being next to frozen fries. You always want to get seasoned fries too, or season them yourself. You don't want to have bland food. Bland food ain't no good. These things are okay. They're not the best, but they're not terrible either. Not great, not terrible. I think we need some more heat. Yeah, give her a little more. There we go. Alright. Get her cooking. I'll put these back in the freezer. Alright, she's getting along. Not too much longer, maybe another 10 minutes or so. I like to kind of cook them a little slower because it makes them, I think it tastes a little better when you cook stuff slower. Of course, I forgot to bring any utensils out here, so I'm just going to use my fingers because that's how we do it in Youngstown. We're steel town folk. This used to be a mill town, and we're going to act it. And check it out. Propane accessories, I tell you what. So somebody was going to throw this grill out because the handle broke. I was like, alright, I'll take it. And this is thermally isolated from the rest of the grill, so I just kind of use that little nub. Eventually I'm going to fix the handle. That would be kind of nice. But it works pretty good. I mean, we've cooked a lot of stuff on this thing. Keep on doing that. Smashed flat buns. Nice. Whatever. You get some real buns too. Well, here we go. First two sausages are hot enough to eat. Cooked enough. That looks pretty good, I think. Yep, we're done in the mill. Alright, these other two gotta wait a little bit. Then the fries, you gotta wait a while. I mean, these aren't too bad. Eckrich, it's a major name brand, so they're edible. They don't burn going in and they don't burn going out, so I don't like them as much. There's the other thing about steel towns. Everybody who used to work in the mills, they used to be hot there, so they're used to hot food too. Hot food. It's like mild sausage from some of these places that light people on fire. Most places. Alright, onward we go. Alright, here go my last two sausages. There's two more in the fridge. Next time I get hungry, I'll probably restock them because I've been buying them. Every time I go to the grocery store, I've been buying more of these. But the grocery store down in the dollar store down in New Springfield lost power and they threw out all their perishables. all their cold food. Even the beer, that was dumb. I could have turned that into fuel for the truck. Oh well. Alright. Let them fries cook for another 10 minutes or so. They should be good. Oh, you always want to leave the fries open when you're cooking them, because if you put the foil over top of them, you try to enclose them, they'll turn mushy and nasty and stuff. You want them to be out in the open. Well, these didn't turn out quite so good. They're okay, they're edible, but you'd think for being like upwards of 5% Irish, I'd know how to cook a potato, but apparently not. That's probably not the genetic part. I think for tater tots and fries, you want to put them on a higher heat on the grill for shorter times. You don't want to let them slow cook like sausage, because then it makes them all mushy, and then if you cook them till they got a little bit of crispy to them, they turn into lumber. Well, I guess that's it. They're so good, especially the seasoned ones. Well, back to work. Well, that was a good supper, lunch, breakfast, whatever it was. I'm going to take a little bit of a change in trajectory. I'm kind of tired of grinding and bashing and smacking and whatnot. So, I'll take this gas tank. I'm going to attempt taking the lock ring out of it. Goodness. It's going to have to happen sooner or later, preferably today. Because the new lock ring and the new gasket shows up today. So, let's give her a squanch. Yeah. Now what do we got? We can help yank that out. Try this thing. That might help. Let's see, what way is it got to rotate? Well, bear in mind this hasn't been out of here since 19 anything was a long time ago now. 1972. 72 or 73. The model year is a 73, so it's probably 72 or maybe even 71. Some of those RVs are made early, and the chassis was made way before the RV conversion. It's like the year before. Well, let's see. The nice thing about these RVs, though, is that most of them only got like 70,000 miles on it before they realized that they used way too much gas, or the poor old grandparents died and left it to somebody and it sit out there. Of course, you can't let them sit outside, especially in the winter, especially in Ohio. If you do, all the wood rots out. Once the wood rots out, the floor's gone, the wall's gone, pretty well shot. So, that's how a lot of RVs get junked. That's why there's all these RV chassis for sale on Marketplace now, because you know, grandma and grandpa go in the home or something, they die or whatever. And then the grandkids end up with the RV, and they either can't get the title for it because they didn't have a will or something, or they can't afford probate or whatever, so it sits in the backyard forever, and they can't afford to run it because it uses a lot of gas, and then eventually it just rots out, and the zoning Gestapo gets after them, then they just start tearing it down and sell it. That's why there's also a lot of them motorhome chassis based flatbeds getting made nowadays, because that's one of the things you can do with those. They're still really useful for it, making a nice flatbed. Well, the cool part is, if you got a van front, like a Class A, I think it is, motorhome with the van part in front, you can make a real nice flatbed out of those. You gotta ever get my big chisel. Well, what's left of it. As I recall, the chunks of that didn't feel very good when they hit me. I don't know if you're supposed to grind a new edge onto these or not, but I probably think I will anyway. Get a flashlight. Okay, that's better. Now I can see a little bit. Alright, so we got a lock ring, and obviously that's got to rotate. So what's got to rotate in what direction? Unless it just continuously rotates. Okay, so this part here, these little things are built into the... Okay, so it's got to rotate counterclockwise, and there's some rotating things that we can whack on to make it do that. Pretty sure. And these things, if not. Well, let's give her a shot. See what happens. That should be long enough for that PV to settle in there. And so if I whack on this sideways, it worked. Wow, like a lot. Okay, I dig. There's the lock ring. And off should come the seal with it. Huh, yeah. Just came right off. All I had to do was hit it with a sledgehammer and a giant chisel. Imagine that. Well, this is out. I can test the sender too. See if the Hickamajig will give me the right ratings and whatnot. Huh. Well, I don't know. Just hit it with a giant hammer and see what comes out. It's trying to. There we go. It's loose. The juice is loose. There we go. Okay, cool. So it's still got the Hickamajig on it. There she is. The whole thing. Oh, I cleaned the sock out on this thing too while we're here. Doesn't look like it's got a whole lot of trash in it, but we'll give her a cleaning. Well, that's some smooth action on that there level sender. The float. Little variable resistor and whatnot in there. Doesn't look like it's rotted out too bad. It's got a little bit of rust or some kind of crud on the float arm. I think we'll be okay. This sock feels like there's something crunchy in there, though, this little filtery thing. Oh, it came apart. Ew. Well, yeah, we're going to need that too. Oh, yuck. Oh, that disintegrated. Whatever the hell's in there disintegrated. I'm glad I didn't hook that up. Geez, that would have jammed the pump and the injectors and everything right up. Yuck. Must have been an old filter or something in there. That's the old sock. Well, we could just probably put a new filter sock on it. Yeah, that stuff just crumbling right off of there. There it is. Where's the inlet on that? Oh, Oh, yeah, cleaner. Ah, cool. I think she might need a new whatever this is. We'll give her a cleaning and see what happens. Oh, let's shoot fuel or something into the fuel line. See where it comes out below. Oh, that burns. Nothing's coming out. Huh. Yeah, see, I shot brake cleaner into there. It should be coming out here. Don't see anything. This float's a little loose too. Maybe I should just get a whole new sender. Oh, yuck. Oh, I see. This here is where the fuel goes in. It's all jammed up. Yeah. Ow, hot. It burns. Yuck. Huh. Well, I guess we probably ought to get another one of those too, huh? I mean, it is 50 years old. Oh, it is. Wait a minute. Or is it 60? 1973, 2003, or 2000. Not 2003, 2013, 2020. Geez, I can't believe it's 23 already. And that rubber gasket is probably about shot anyways. It feels like it's, well, yeah, it's shot. Give it to the groundhog, let him deal with it. Oops. Oh, shite. Well, I just broke the damn thing. Alright. Yeah, I guess we're going to get another sender. Alright, my battery's going dead in the camera. I guess I'm going to call it a night. We'll try her again in the morning. See you later.